Hi, and welcome to this week's installment of assignments and activities for the week of September 8th. This is posted on Friday, September 4th, because Monday is no class because of the observance of the Labor Day. So when we come back on Tuesday, we're going to discuss a little bit about what Labor Day is and how it got started. As part of being a citizen, we should know why, if we go to the store and the store is closed, why that is. So more of that on Tuesday. Here's what we got for this week. First, we have Mystery Science. Can you outrun a dinosaur? So this page was one that was the final one that was included in your learning bag packet that was distributed during our meet and greet. And so that was posted today and due on September 11th, which is next Friday. In that, there is a thing for dinosaur feet. Instead of actually needing to print out the pages, because we don't want you to print out things that you don't have to, you can just use a tape measure or a yardstick and use either tape or a pencil or some sort of marker or tent stake or something to mark the distances there, so you don't have to print off anything at home. Next is Generation Genius, inspired by nature. So to find these assignments, I'm going to go over to our Google Classroom, which is right here. And the first place, and my favorite place to go in all of Google Classroom, is the Classwork tab. I have changed the organization in Google Classroom due to some feedback from other families and other teachers. So instead of doing it by topic, like science or math, now I'm going to be organizing it by the week. So everything in 1 week will be all nicely packaged in one spot for you. So here we go. In the week of September 8th, we have the Mystery 3, Can You Outrun a Dinosaur? So there is the Mystery Science, which has the video. You can click on that. There's a Google Slides here. So if you would prefer to fill out the activity sheet online, that is available for you. After that, as I just mentioned, the Generation Genius, easy for me to say, is a few things. So there's some discussion questions. If I go into this assignment, view assignment, and in the instructions, there's some discussion questions for before and after the video in the Google Doc. So if I click on this in Google Classroom, it will take me, hopefully, to a Google Doc. If not, that's okay because I have it brought up over here. So before the video, there's 6 questions here. You don't have to talk about all 6, at least 1 or 2 to discuss these questions before watching the video. So you can choose if you want to write down the answers or just some thoughts about them. Then, so talk about those first. Then we'll go back to the assignment. We'll watch the video, which is right here. What is biomimicry, other than a nickel word, as my grandpa used to say? So it's a big word. And so we'll watch the video. The link is in the assignment. Then after the video, here's 1 or 2 more discussion questions. Again, there's 6 listed here. Just talk about 1 or 2 that are of the most interest. If you want to talk about more, great. But at least 1 or 2 to kind of get the ideas flowing and to reflect on what was in the video. Then, after discussing, give the quiz game a try. So, back here in our assignment tab, we have the quizzes. So this is a game link. There are no points associated with how well or you do on the quiz. It is, the points for this assignment are earned by going through, doing the discussion, watching the video, and doing the quiz game just for fun. It is not graded. The 15 points are earned just by completing all of the steps. So that is the Generation Genius. Next, we have our optional weekly studies. So if you have chosen to use that as your curriculum, again, from our Google Classroom, I'm going to go to the Classwork tab. And there is the link rather to social studies week 3. So you can click on that. It will take you to this. So we have all of the things. If you're like, wow, that's really challenging to see, over here there's a little plus. So if you want to get it closer, so you can zoom in and read. There's also activities on the final page that you can choose to do on a separate sheet of paper. So you don't have to print anything. So that's Studies Weekly. Next is the Scholastic News. And so again, kind of the home base is the Classwork tab. We are in this week of September 8th. There's 2 parts, there's actually 3 parts of Scholastic News for this time. It's pretty robust as far as the offerings. So we have a Don't Be Fooled. There's a couple reading levels of this article because some video game apps are costing kids, or more likely their parents, some big bucks. Then there are links to all of these teaching resources. So digital decisions, how to handle sticky situations in a digital world. Remembering September 11th. Next Friday is the 19th anniversary of September 11th, 2001. We'll be discussing that in class in our Thursday Zoom meeting. So if you have any questions about how I'm going to treat that situation, please feel free to ask me over email, text, or through Google Classroom, and I'll be happy to answer any questions or concerns you may have regarding that. The next article is the Rules of Our Land, to learn a little bit more about the U.S. Constitution. There's a little focus thing on a person. There's this musical that I've heard about, and I guess that he's kind of a big deal. Anyways, there's links to all of these skill builders. So Quiz Whiz, close reading questions, and even all about Hamilton. A. Ham, the man of the hour for this issue. He had a big hand in fighting for the U.S. Constitution through the Federalist Papers. I'll get really off track. You might hear me sing some random Hamilton songs, and nobody wants that because I don't want to ruin your 3-day weekend. So here we go. Back on track. Scholastic News. Again, it's in 3 parts. We have some articles here. We have links to the videos, some close reading questions, Google Forms, and digital decisions. These are all optional activities, so if they go with your ELA program, use them. If you're like, I just want to pick and choose 1 or 2, do that. If you're like, I am so full with Journeys and everything that Journeys has, or Elements of Literature, that is just too much for me to handle, don't worry, you don't have to use it. These are all optional. Last but not least, before our Zoom announcements, is the video lesson. I'm going to have more math strategies, kind of taking the video lessons on Wednesdays as kind of some different math strategies to use. I try to go along with the Go Math curriculum because that's what most of the 3rd graders are using. If you have specific questions about Saxon Math, if you're using Saxon Math, just send me an email, send me a text, contact me on Google Classroom, and I would be happy to help address any of those math things as well. Speaking of math things and other assistance, we have our open Zoom meeting on Tuesday. So no classes, no school Monday. Tuesday morning, 9 a.m., we have an optional Zoom. I did a read aloud of What Do You Do with a Dream last week. Did a Go Noodle activity. We'll do something similar to that, as well as answer your questions, or if you have thoughts or concerns or things that you'd just like to share. That's a great time on Tuesdays. And then we'd really like you to be here on Thursdays at that same 9 a.m. time slot. So from 9 to 9:40 on Thursdays, we'd really like to see all the students together. We're going to be discussing, as I mentioned, September 11th. And in that theme, we're going to be talking about what makes a hero and who are some of our personal heroes. Because one of the things that has always struck me is seeing those videos from that day is not the thousands of people running away from danger, but those brave men and women who were going into the building to help other people stay safe, even though their own lives were at risk. So September 11th is about the way I'm going to take it this year in third grade is our everyday heroes and how we can be grateful to them. Again, if you have any questions, have a great long weekend. Look forward to seeing you on Tuesday morning. And if you are really feeling spunky, you can even subscribe and see all of my overview videos, as well as a bunch of stuff from sixth grade. So you get a preview and what's to come in 3 short years. Have a great weekend. We'll talk to you soon.